Program Lead at the National Science Foundation. It is with great pleasure that I start our ceremony with Dr. Joan Farini-Mundi, who is the Assistant Director of the Education and Human Resources Directorate at the National Science Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just delighted to welcome the 2010 Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching awardees and their guests to this very special and significant awards ceremony. Let me again offer my sincere congratulations to all of you on your achievements and to express my admiration for the outstanding work that you all do. The process by which our awardees are selected is a rigorous one, and I wanted to just share with all of our guests some of the areas that must be demonstrated as the awardees prepare their materials. First of all, they are nominated by their peers, by supervisors, by school administrators, by students, and by parents. These applications are then reviewed at the state level, and the states send forward at most 3 nominees in mathematics and 3 nominees in science. And then there is a rigorous adaptation of the National Science Foundation's merit review process, where mathematicians, scientists, engineers, researchers, educators, and teachers from across the nation come together to review these very thoughtfully prepared and elaborate applications. The teachers who are nominated are asked to exhibit their mastery of science and mathematics content, their excellent teaching skills, their accomplishments in using a range of assessment strategies to enhance their students' learning, the leadership that they have exhibited at their school, district, and state level, and as I've had the great good fortune to talk to so many folks over these past couple of days, many of our folks are leaders at the national level as well. And a commitment to lifelong learning and the continued professional growth that enables them to stay expert and current in their field. So I would like to thank their families and friends for the support.
I'm here to introduce our guest speaker for the afternoon. This is Dr. Carl Wyman. Dr. Wyman is a physicist and a Nobel Prize laureate. He serves the nation and President Obama as the Associate Director for Science in the White House office, the Office of Science and Technology Policy, or known in Washington circles as OSTP. After receiving his Bachelor of Science degree at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Dr. Wyman earned a PhD from Stanford University. He then taught and conducted research at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, until 1984. He moved to join the faculty at the University of Colorado, where he worked from 1984 through 2006 as a distinguished professor of physics and a presidential teaching scholar, and was associated as well with the University of British Columbia. Dr. Wyman is a fellow of JILA, a joint federal university institute for interdisciplinary research in the physical sciences. And in fact, for a period of time, he served as the chair of that organization. As I mentioned earlier, he received the Nobel Prize. He did this for his research on the Bose-Einstein condensation. He is devoted to the improvement of science education, and a part of his time at OSTP is focused directly on this concern. He was the founding chair of the National Academy of Sciences Board on Science Education, and has received numerous awards in addition to the Nobel Prize, including the National Science Foundation's Distinguished Teaching Scholar Award, the Carnegie Foundation's U.S. University Professor of the Year, and the Association of Physics Teachers Medal for his work in science education. This could not do full credit for the distinguished career and the impassioned advocate for mathematics and science education. We could not have a better voice on behalf of the things that have brought us all here than the voice of Dr. Wyman. It is then a personal pleasure that I
I'd
have.
like to congratulate all of you for receiving this prestigious award. It recognizes you for being the very best teachers of science and math in the country. And it's clear to everyone in this room and everyone in the Obama administration how important it is to prepare our youth in these subjects. And your efforts are essential to securing our nation's continued prosperity, our position as a global leader in discovery and innovation, and to ensure that the next generation is able to meet the challenges in a world where nearly every issue has a scientific component, from energy to healthcare to national security. As teachers of grades K-6, you play a crucial role in generating early interest in learning in science and math. That lays a foundation that we know is vital for later student success in these subjects. I've been involved in research on science learning for many years, actually, and there's a lot of research on what it takes to become an expert. It's been discovered that the path to becoming an expert, whether it's in science, chess, music, or sports, is actually much the same. It always involves a good coach, and that would be you. Someone who recognizes the skills needed to become an expert, creates tasks that provide the most useful practice for learning these skills, motivates the learner to diligently practice, and finally provides ongoing feedback, guidance, and encouragement to the learner. And this holds equally true whether it's becoming an expert at making a jump shot in basketball or learning to solve complex equations in math and physics. And through the many hours of diligent practice required to become expert, to really master learning in anything, the brain actually changes. It grows new neurons and proteins and establishes new connections. And one of the amazing things about recent science is that with modern instruments, we can now even start to watch how the brain changes as this learning is taking place. Now, of course, you're not going to turn your third and fourth graders into expert mathematicians and scientists, at least not unless you're really good. But your expert coaching can make these first vital changes in their brains that move them along this road to becoming experts, and will really prepare and motivate them to continue down that path over the years to come. Over the last 2 years, President Obama has spent a great deal of time talking about improving our students' performance in math and science and moving from the middle to the top of the international rankings and tests in these subjects. And the President's hosted the science fair at the White House with middle and high school students from around the country. And the First Lady invited science fair winners to sit with her during the State of the Union speech. So this is clearly of great interest to them. Now, in that speech, the President committed to training 100,000 new effective science and math teachers.
Benjamin James Jewell. Paulette K. Sotzer.
I got one good one, but at least it's a good one. You could have considered it, but at least it's good.
Again.